Hey, have you ever wanted to learn SQL but you didn't find the right resources? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a data guru so you can make use of your database and get that job as a software engineer or as a data engineer or as a data scientist? In this course, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to get started with databases by creating a real-world database log so you can make use of everything we are learning in this course. This is Muhammad Hassan from Web Coding, and hope to see you in this course. Bye. Hi guys, and welcome to the Complete SQL Course 2020. So in this course I'm gonna show you guys how to get started with the SQL language using MySQL as a database. So in this course I'm gonna show you everything from the fundamentals to the advanced level of SQL. So let's get started with this presentation, and I'm gonna show you just some definitions for SQL, databases, and all of that so you can get started in this course. So let's see what you will learn in this course. You are gonna learn in this course everything you need to get started with databases. So you are gonna learn the basics of SQL, how to create database, CRUD operations, constraints, alter, and so much more. Okay, let's see the next slide. So let's start with what's a database. What's basically a database? A database is nothing but a container for your data. A database can be simpler than you think. It can be your 5 best friends, your mobile phone, your shopping list. A database can go offline. It's everything around you. Everything that contains data, that contains information, is some form of a database. So there is a lot of types of databases, and we are gonna see that in the next slide. Okay, databases are really great for storing data, because a database on your PC can store a huge amounts of data. So what's the difference between SQL and MySQL? This is kind of confusing when it comes to learning databases. So SQL is just a language. It's just a language for creating and managing databases. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Okay, SQL is just a standardized language for creating databases. Meanwhile, MySQL is just a relational database management system, which is basically a software for creating databases. It's just a type of database. Okay, so SQL is a language, MySQL is just an instantiation, just a software, just some sort of database. So what are some popular databases? We have huge number of databases around. Just this is by no means one of them. These are just a few of them. So MySQL Server, which is MYSQL Server, which is a Microsoft database. CouchDB, PostgreSQL, which is huge when it comes to data analytics and data analysis and data science. SQLite, which is a small database for just testing. Oracle, of course, this one is so famous, and MariaDB, which actually an instantiation of MySQL, which we are gonna use in this course to learn MySQL. So SQL vs noSQL. There are types of languages when it comes to dealing with databases. So SQL, as I said earlier, is just a standardized language for creating databases, but it stores data in static tables, like it organizes data in more static tables. Each table has columns and rows and cells, and we are gonna see that in the next slide. So a unique key identifies each row in I would say in every database, in every every table in a database. An example of SQL language is MySQL right here, which is a database based on the SQL language. So noSQL now is getting really popular these days, and noSQL organizes data in anything but a table. Okay, in JSON and XML files, graphs, and noSQL is known for its flexible tables and flexible operations. An example of a noSQL is MongoDB right here, and of course Firebase, which is created by Google. So let's wrap that up. SQL is just a standardized language. It stores data in static tables. noSQL stores data in anything but a table. It can store data in JSON and XML files. We can see here this is an actual table that we are gonna create in the course. Here we have this whole image is just a whole table on its own. Okay, this vertical right here with this yellow color is a column, and this one is just a row with the red one right here, and this with the green one, which is hello from post 3, it's just a cell. Okay, these are the differences between tables, columns, rows, and cells. This whole thing is just a table. I'm just saying again so you can get it. This whole thing is just a table. This one is just a column right here. This was the blue one is a column. This was a red one is a row, and this with the green one is just a cell. Okay, so what's exactly a query? A query is just a request, just a line you give to your database, command line, so you can get the specific piece of information you want. Okay, with that out of the way, let's say the next bullet right here. So as the database gets more complex and complex, it's going to be hard to get the specific information you want from the database, and the query gets more complex and complex. An example of a query like here, you can see select all from and the DB name. Actually, this is the table name. Okay, so we can see here this is an example of a query. This one needs to be okay. This one is wrong. We can put any name right here, which is a table name, not a database name. Okay. To the next one, and the next one is CRUD. CRUD stands for create, read, update, and delete, which are the basic operations of every app out there. You are gonna see this in any app you create, and if you have any programming experience, you know what I'm talking about here. So create for creating data, read for reading data, update and delete also are for updating and deleting data. So CRUD is not basically attached to databases. It's a common concept of software engineering. So this is it for this video. This is it for this small presentation. If you have any question, you can comment down below or reach to me on my social media. So guys, this is it, and enough of the talking, and in the next video I'm going to show you guys how to install exam, so we can install PHP MyAdmin, which is a graphical user interface for dealing with databases. With that out of the way, see you in the next video. So hi again. In the last video I went on and created this table users, and in this video I want to show you guys a couple of things about creating tables and stuff, and one of those things is describe table, describe, and then the table names. And basically what that does, it tells you or shows you some information about the table. It's like you're creating unstructured. So let's end this with a semicolon and click go. And here is the information about this table. So this is the first one. The second one is actually dropping a table, and this is really easy. You just type in drop table and the table name, which is users, and click go. Yes, okay. And this is actually will create will drop the table. So this is it for this video.